Hey YouTube world, welcome back to my channel. If this is your very first time visiting my channel, the warmest welcome to you. If you are returning, the most heartfelt thank you for your support of my channel. Y'all, can y'all believe this? Oh my God, this is real. I gotta pinch myself. Y'all, it's been a while. It's been a while and life has been lifing. And I had to gather up some strength to kick life's butt right back, y'all. Yeah, because life was trying to kick mine. And I said, okay, that's what you want to do? Let's go. Let's go. So, yeah, I'm so grateful. If you're returning, for your patience with me. I see the comments. Like, I see some of y'all coming back and watching these videos. And, like, I'm so grateful to y'all. And, yeah, today's video, today I want to talk about female-male relationships. Like, I want to talk about femininity and masculinity and like how we are getting it wrong. So y'all, I went to an event. Like, I literally just came back from it. It was actually kind of impromptu. I was invited to this impromptu. The event itself may not have been impromptu, but the invite was. I had a couple of hours to like get ready. This was like a fundraising dinner, and it was hosted by like the queens and the Ashanti queens and kings in the metropolitan area. It was backed by like the Ghanaian embassy, and it had like all these dignitaries there, y'all. It was so rich in culture. It was rich in just just distinguishedness. Like, y'all, I loved it. It was beautiful to be in the midst of all of that. And like, there was an experience there that really kind of like woke me up a little bit. Like, so again, these are people who are not from new money, new power. Like, it's not of that. Like, it's people who are very like generationally, they've been like, they grew up in this. Like, it was passed down. The prestige was passed down. The power was passed down. The money was passed down, right? And so with people like that, like, their aura is different. It's not like this flamboyant, like, in your face kind of like power, kind of money, kind of whatever. Like, it's very like, they just be because that's all they know anyway, right? And so they had a live band, and the live band was playing, y'all, and they were playing some old school, like, just Ghanaian music, and I was in my corner just getting up, and I was dancing, I was vibing. Ooh, I was in it. I was lost in it. You know how your song is playing, like your jam is playing, and like you just get lost in it? Like, I was lost in it, like hands up in the air, just moving, like just in it. And so this gentleman walks past, and he was like, yeah, girl, like, you doing your thing. Like, he didn't even say, he just looked at me like, yeah, you doing your thing. So he walked past and walked back again. And he was like, would you like to dance? But it wasn't even like, I think a lot of times when we kind of get that, it's like in a like, I'm kind of hitting on you kind of way. It wasn't like that. It was just like you doing your thing, girl, and you deserve to be on the dance floor. Like, let's go live life on the dance floor. And it was just a really, like, the way he asked it was just so different. I can't put it into words, but his energy was just different. Like, it was just very solid. It was very masculine, and it just called out like this femininity in me. And the thing about me in this life that I'm living is that, like, I never imagined necessarily to live this life the way that I'm living it. And like, in the spaces that I'm in and how my life has been structured, my masculine energy is a lot more like, it's in the forefront, in the way that I live in life. And so I tend to find myself realizing that, hey, even in my interaction with men, especially initially, I'm a lot in my masculine, because I'm like, who are you? Are you a predator? Do I need to defend myself? What do you want? Like, I'm that's my posture for the most part. But like, in this moment, in this instance, like, he was very clear. Like, there was no ambiguity on who he was, what he wanted, why he was there. His energy set that all in like a matter of like seconds, in a way that I was just like, okay, you got it. Like, yeah, I'll dance. And maybe it helps that, you know, maybe it helps that, you know, like he was good looking too and all of that. Like, I don't, okay. That's not where we're going with this. But I mean, maybe that helps too. But still, it was just the energy of like, I recognize you and let's go and dance. And it really kind of, it brought me back to how we just have gotten it wrong, right? How we've gotten it wrong, even just by definition. We don't define femininity correctly. We don't define masculinity correctly. And this comes from some thoughts that I had when I watched the Dear Future Wifey podcast. So I was watching this podcast, and the host is Latarius Whitfield, and the lady that was on there was April Mason, and April Mason is her name. And so she is a self-proclaimed femininity coach, and she was just like breaking down what she teaches the women she coaches, and basically just her ideologies of what femininity is and what she passes down to them. And a few of them she got right, and it made sense. But where I kind of had a side-eye, bombastic side-eye, is like the underpinning of all of that was just reeking of control, was just reeking of just manipulation, just her on her own by herself sitting there. I'm looking at her and it wasn't given femininity, y'all. It was given manipulation. It was given control. Y'all, it was given pimpery. Like, it was just straight giving pimpery, to the point where in the first few minutes of the video, I'm like, this lady is a pimp. And lo and behold, 30 minutes into the video, Latarius was like, April, you a pimp. What is all this pimpness? Pimpery. What is this? And I'm like, there you have it. She a pimp. She is a pimp. And so with that, I'm like, lady, I think you got this wrong. And if you got this wrong, what are you teaching these women? And yes, maybe they get married, but how sustainable is it if your definition of even what femininity is flawed, right? So then let's go to the drawing board, right? Let's define what femininity is and what masculinity is. So to me, right, as I've studied this and as I've really broken it down and like really looked at it, we're taking this to the base level period, right? I feel that the energy, the feminine energy and the masculine energy are like yin and yang, right? And what they do is they collaborate to form and sustain life at the base of it. That's what it is, right? So we have the feminine energy, which really is the incubator of life. It's the receiver, the incubator, and the nurturer of life, right? And then we have the masculine energy, which is the initiator and the guard of life. It's the protector of life. It initiates life, and it's the protector of life, right? So that's just the basis of it, like at the simplest level. That's it. A woman receives. You receive. You're to be in receiving form, which is an arresting place, and you are to receive. You don't call on it. It comes to you. You receive it. You nurture it. You grow it, and you birth it. Like that's the feminine energy. Like, we don't go chasing a sperm. That thing chases us. It comes to the egg. It fertilizes it. As the egg is dropped, it sits. That thing sits. And if nothing touches it, nothing does anything to it, it washes itself away and it has its own, like, it does its own thing. But it is not bothered. You hear me? It is not bothered. So a feminine energy does not chase. Feminine energy does not go looking for whatever. Feminine energy definitely does not control. It's not over here like, nah, swim this way. No, go left, go right. No, you're going too fast. Slow down. It does none of that. It sits and it waits. And if you come, you come. Ooh. I mean, not intended, but you know. Like, you know, if you're here, you're here. Right? If you approach me, you approach me. If you make it through, you make it through. And if you don't, then see ya. Like, peace. Like, I'm not questioning you. I'm not doing any of that. And that's what feminine is at the root and at the base of it, right? And so when men ask us what you bring to the table, and a female says, I bring my womb, like at the base of it, yes, it sounds like just this ridiculous thing. But the truth is, yes, that's what we bring. And our womb is not just this physical part of us where we carry an embryo and birth a child. No, our womb is our heart. Our womb is our words. Our womb is our mind and our thoughts. Like, our womb is just it's our whole essence that we bring to a masculine that can help you collaborate to make life, because you can't do it on your own. You cannot do it on your own, as we can't do it on our own. No embryo is only made up of an egg, and no embryo is only made up of a sperm. It does not happen. And so then we have to stop for a second and question ourselves. What are we creating when we are so gung-ho on being by ourselves? Because it ain't life. It's not life. So what are you creating? Are we so surprised that in this divisiveness, that there is no life in the world, that is full of chaos and death and just pain and all these things? Are we so surprised that in a lack of collaboration between the masculine and feminine, we don't have peace in the world? Are we so surprised? Are we so surprised? So I think that we really need to be very careful when we're defining what. We need to be very careful and conscious of what we really are calling what, so that we can know when we are not in alignment with that thing, when we're in deviation of that thing. We need to know that so that we can correct ourselves and course correct and be able to actually live and not just survive. We keep blaming the other. Oh, it's the man's fault because not doing this, not doing that, and not doing this, and not doing that. How about we just stop for a second and just say, it's not you, it's me. It's not you, it's me, right? Because you should not be so worried about what the other person is doing. See, like, what we can control is just us. It's just us. We can't control what the other person does. You can influence that, but you can't control it. You can't control it. There were some pointers that April made, and I'm going to actually do another video, which is going to give the full breakdown of all the things that she literally said from her mouth, and like really break it down so we understand how flawed her definition of femininity is, how flawed her understanding of femininity is. And if that in itself is flawed, then I'm a little worried about what these women are really picking up and how sustainable their relationships that they're getting into really, like, how sustainable it is. Right, how sustainable it is. So yeah, this is just my thoughts, my initial thoughts, you know, on femininity, on masculinity, and where we are in our relations right now. Like, it's just so sad that even for the ones that are getting it right, or at least trying to get it right, there aren't a lot of counterparts who are doing the same, who are really trying to look in the mirror and say, oh, maybe I got it wrong. Maybe I need to go on the drawing board for me and try to re-envision this thing and kind of like re-engineer it so I actually get it right. And then in doing so, ideally, if we're both doing that, then when we do come together, we can actually collaborate and actually truly create life. Not just life in a sense of a baby and growing into a human being, but just all aspects of life. Because all aspects of life take the both of us. It needs the both of us to create. It needs the both of us. In the same way that it needs for true human life to grow and create, it needs that for all aspects of life. For all aspects of life. So yeah, these are my thoughts. These are my thoughts. And I thank y'all for listening to them. I thank you for watching this video. Please make sure to hit the like, but whatever that like thing, just do all the things. Okay, do all the things. Like, share, subscribe. Okay. And yeah, y'all will see me in the next video. Thank you so much, and hope you enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is that you're watching this. Kisses. See you in the next video. Bye.